What's up, world? This is We Need a Fifth. This your man Mo. Got my man Hill in the building.
Yo, what up, yo?
Got my man P on the line.
What's good? What's good?
We got this special guest, um, Kyle, coming back into the frame. What's going on, Kyle?
What's up, family?
All good, all good.
Fellas, we have an NBA 2023 NBA champion, the Denver Nuggets. Bring the first chip to the Denver Nuggets organization. The Joker wins MVP. They were able to do it in 5. I was wrong. I thought they would be doing it in 6. First thing I want to talk about: where does this put the Joker? And our, because you hear not the narrative now is, hey, he's the greatest thing since sliced bread now, and that he might be the best player in the NBA at this point. Some people are saying that, and they're putting him in the all-time great centers conversation. Is this enough?
I'll set it off. I think he's a top 10 center now. You know what I mean? I think he's on the bottom, the bottom 5. Of course, I would hope people would at least know that. As far as like current players, I would say he's top 5. You know what I mean? But it's fluid for me. 2 years ago, he's basically where Giannis was 2 years ago. He got his first chip. He has the MVPs. He has his award case is what it is. So all time, like overall, I think wherever you put Giannis, I would think you would put him right there. They pretty much have like an identical trophy case, to be honest.
Kyle, the Knicks fan, talk to me. Where do you put Joker now? Is he an all-time great center?
Yeah,
Is he?
yeah. I think he is an all-time great son. I think he immediately, like P said, kind of jumps into that top 10, probably in that lower half of that top 10 right now. With though, obviously so much more room to grow, to move up that, so much more time to move up that list. But yeah, I mean, if he stopped playing right now, he's automatically a top 10 all time center, which is kind of unbelievable to say about a guy that's 27 years old. Um, as far as his ranking, as far as current players, I think you have to put him number one right now. I think you have to put him number one right now. Just his ability to do everything. Look, we call him a bad defensive player or a player that's not known for being a top tier defender, but he rebounds really well on the defensive end, and that's part of being a defensive player. I mean, and when you factor that into just what he does offensively, there really isn't any player on the league on par with him right now. I mean, he moves at his own pace. You can't speed this guy up. It's like the game comes slow to him. It's like the guy is in the matrix when he's on the court, and a guy that shoots that efficiently can has that IQ, can elevate the players around him. I just don't see anybody else in the league that comes close to doing what he does. I think Giannis is right there, but I don't know if Giannis has the same IQ, and I think Giannis gets rushed a lot in what he tries to do on the court. He doesn't have that set. I don't know if it comes as naturally to him to be um uh a point center, in that fashion and whatnot. And so I think if Giannis had those two intangibles, he'd be better because obviously physically he's a much better athlete. I mean, he doesn't have the shooting touch, but I think that's what separates separates Joker from Giannis. And I can't even put Embiid in that conversation with those two guys right now.
Who?
I guess I'll go into one caveat. I think it's easier to feel that the Joker is the best player in the league. I mean, we got what 2 out of 3 MVPs, Finals MVP. One caveat I have against Joker is that I think this argument is much easier due to the fact that Jay Murray is there. I say you take Jerry Murray from the equation. I don't know if you had this discussion whatsoever. I mean, for the past 2 years, revisionist history, I mean, people had him ranked as they should, I guess, for what he did in the regular seasons. But playoff wise, no. That's not to be the case. And for him to be elevating players, I mean, he didn't do it the previous years outside of Jamal Murray. And I think they make a nice tandem, very nice tandem. I think they should be judged as a 2 as opposed to him. But I get it. It's the natural flavor. But I think you take that out, I don't think Joker was in people's top 10, to be fair, prior to them getting back together. Just to be fair. So I won't jump because that's just not what I do. I think he's just as flawed defensively as Giannis is offensively. So wherever you got Giannis, if you have him high, then that's where you should have Joker. If you have Giannis low, it's where you should have Joker. I just tend to have the way where I have Giannis is, to me, Giannis is not in my top 5. So you can imagine where I have Joker at.
Hold on. You think Giannis is elite defensively? Like, you think Giannis is effect on the defense?
I guess my question is, you think Joker is an elite offensively? I guess that's
yes, I do. Yes, I think Joker is elite offensively. He is elite offensively.
So I mean, I just asked what you think. It's not fact that he is elite offensively. I think Joker is a very good offensive.
Yo, son, he averaged 30 points.
Absolutely.
7 assists on 58% shooting from the field and 42% from 3. What are we talking about?
He had a good finals run.
Oh my God.
He had a good finals run. Where was that the last 2 or 3 years? I mean, did you think he was elite prior to? So you thought he was elite?
He's a 2-time MVP.
Right,
what are we
talking? Was he in? Listen, was he in? Was he in the last couple of years?
Of the players in the league, yes.
Oh, okay. Well, for that case, where was he then?
Giannis was a top 5 player.
No, I'm saying, where was Joker?
Joker was a top 5 player.
In the last, okay. Again, it's subject. I think just because of recency bias, he gets jumped up and people's list starts to change. I didn't have Joker. I'll say I had it wrong. I'll say I had it wrong because I definitely didn't have Joker. I mean, I spoke to someone who told me, and he is elite offensively. I spoke to someone who told me that what is success for Joker? And success for Joker being an elite player was to get out the first round. And I said, no, he has to give me some type of run to show me something. That's all I was asking to show something. But speaking to that person, he just had to pass. He's not going to beat Phoenix. That's what I was told. He's not going to be Phoenix with Kevin Durant and Booker. That's what you told me when we discussed it. But if he's a leader of this player, I didn't even feel that Kevin Durant was that good this season. So I actually felt that they should beat them anyway. But you were telling me you didn't think they could beat them.
I didn't.
All right. So
he's better than I thought he was. He showed that he's better than I thought he was.
I think what we went on was just the data we had is that he was tending not to get out of these positions. So I think he improved greatly. He won a championship, but it was a shocker to us for him to get, for me, the first round. But for you, it would have been the second round. So for him to do what he does, I'm not going to elevate him to 1. It was a heck of a run, but you jump from he can get knocked out, the best player in the league, to he can get knocked out in the second round. You felt that way?
Because I thought he was he was playing 2 guys that are in the top 10 themselves. I didn't know that I didn't know that he had the ability to be able to take down a team of that caliber himself.
But one of the things I think Hill is trying to allude to, and one of the things that I wanted to bring up is that prior to this year, like he didn't have Jamal Murray. So those 2 MVP years, he didn't have Jamal Murray. We have proof positive of when, hey, Joker was playing at his prime, still in his prime, right? Winning MVPs. And we got an opportunity to see how far he could take a team by himself. Those 2 years. Those 2 years, he didn't get out of the second round.
Right.
Now, the year prior to those 2 years, hey, Jamal Murray gets hurt in the Western Conference Finals, right? So you reached the Western Conference Finals. Last time you reached the Western Conference Finals, you had Jamal Murray by your side. You didn't win that finals. Next time you get there, guess what? Guess who's healthy and ready to go? Jamal Murray.
Right.
The only factor that's consistent with the only times that Joker was able to get past the second round. So at some point, hey, we have to start giving Jamal Murray a little bit more credit and taking some of that shine. Because Joker didn't do it by himself.
I don't think anybody's taking any shine away from Jamal Murray. I mean, look, Michael Jordan didn't make an NBA Finals without Scottie Pippen. I mean, like that. Jamal Murray matters. That doesn't take away from Nikola Jokic's greatness.
Yeah, I think
Jamal Murray matters.
Yeah, even though on our past episodes, we basically we crowned them the best duo. You know what I mean? So
I have no problem with that.
Yeah, but but for me, going back to the top 5 though, I didn't have Joker in my top 5. Like this put him in the top 5. To be clear, like you know what I mean, like because the back-to-back MVPs, I'm not going to keep going on MVP, but the back-to-back MVPs didn't mean that much to me. You know what I mean? So this championship run for me personally is why I would have him as a top 5 player.
And one of the things that, hey, most people didn't have him as a top 5 player is because, hey, he wasn't competitive on the defensive end.
No.
This playoff run, he was competitive on the defensive end.
What does that mean? Is Steph Curry competitive on the defensive end?
Yeah, for me, it was
nowadays, yes. It gets to what I mean is Luka, like for example, for me, Luka Doncic is not competitive on the defensive end. He doesn't even try. It's Olay. My thing is, hey, at least put your body in front of him. At least stick a hand out. Joker, up until this playoff run, we didn't see that in the playoffs from him. That was the knock.
And that's most criteria. I don't even care about defense, to be fair. I just don't think he was top 5.
Come on, yo. Because we care about defense. America, I'm letting you know, hey, Colin is a defensive guy.
No,
he likes defense. Now, was Joker playing competitive or this level of defense before this? Did you see it?
No, for me, it's the chip. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if he played better defense and got swept by the Lakers, he wouldn't be in my top 5. You know what I mean? It's literally the chip. But I understand what you're saying. You're saying, correct me if I'm wrong, but the defense led to that.
He got the chip because he played competitive defense.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And even and that's one of the things that I would give Mike Malone credit for. He got certain players during this playoff run to buy in on the defensive end. Joker and Michael Porter Jr. before the finals was bought in on the defensive end. They were being competitive. They were not being a walking doormat.
If the chip made it for you, P, to put him in the top 5, what did the chip do to Jamal Murray?
Honestly, he put himself back on the radar. Because to be honest, he wasn't in my top 20 easily before this. Because he was, out of sight, out of mind. Like I wouldn't have him over. I don't want to go do 20 people, but
right, sure.
I probably wouldn't have him in my top 20. Now he probably was. I said that throughout the playoffs. I'm really going to have to look at how how I personally rank these players with this run. Just like Joker was ahead of Murray to me, so he got into the top 5, where Murray is probably outside the top 20. Now he's probably inside the top 20. Like the chip does things. You know what I mean?
And my thing, before I let you go, Hill, what's we call it? realize this: the one game they lost in the finals, Jamal Murray had a bad game, and Joker had 40 damn near a 40-point triple double.
Nah, I mean,
You know what I mean?
no, I get what you're saying, but I guess this is what I'm trying to tell. Like, Joker's the best player on the team. Jamal Murray's the second best player on the team.
Absolutely.
Joker needed Murray healthy to win a championship. I don't think nobody's even like debating that. I think we're giving Jamal Murray his flowers. I know I am. I
don't think Kyle's giving him his flowers. That's what I'm feeling right now. I don't feel like I'm putting you out there, bro. I don't think he's giving Jamal Murray his flowers.
I compared him to Pippen. I said you can't take anything away from Jamal Murray. I mean, what more do you want me to say? I'm not going with the. I'm not going with the
Jordan. This Joker will be compared to Jordan.
Okay.
I mean, I think. Look, I don't want to. Look, I saw a comparison the other day where somebody said this kind of feels like the start of the Golden State run, a decade or so ago. And I know we're gonna get to some other topics as far as teams in their rosters go, but I don't really see a team that can compete with this Denver team moving forward. And if Joker gets 2 or 3 or more of these things, we're gonna have to start having some deeper conversations about who this Joker guy really is as far as the whole all-time picture goes.
Right, but if it gets one, then we're talking about Giannis.
Yeah, I mean, right now he's, I think right now, look, I think he's Hall of Fame right now. He could probably stop and
almost everybody playing right now could get into the Hall of Fame.
I can't. The Hall I'll leave alone. Y'all got me on the Hall. You got me on the Hall. We had a discussion last night about it. That's no big pat on the back anymore for the Hall. So listen, they told me Luka maybe in his second year was on pace already to be in the Hall. So I guess
he's already in the Hall.
Okay. 50 greatest.
Almost 50, everybody playing.
50 right greatest. He wasn't on. Was he on that 75 list?
No,
Luka. I won't matter.
You gotta put him on that 75 list now.
I don't want to take up your time. But this guy's, when he got here, his first year, if you feel that way, don't look at Trae Young stats if that's the case either, because he's clearly on pace to be in the Hall as well. So Trae Young has a chance to be the best Atlanta Hawk ever with his stats. So leave me out of this with the Hawk. But I think we are reaching for the next best thing, which is good. But with trade deadlines, we got the draft. A lot of things can happen with teams could get switched and some things could happen in which you might have another power team or, what I'm saying? Things happen, injuries. Barring injuries, Denver does look good, but I don't know how the landscape of the NBA is going to look, like I said, after trade. So we never know. Had a heck of a run. They ran into the people they had to run into. But you ask me, you had a debilitated Phoenix. Yes, I will take stuff away from them. You had a LA squad who should have never been there, right? You had a Miami team, dare I say. So it was the perfect recipe for this team to shine on.
And I'm glad you brought that up, Hill. Let's talk about Miami. How do we feel about Miami right now?
For what? They lost.
Wow. That's where we at.
That's what we doing now.
Overachieve.
Okay. It's invite them to the White House. Invite them to the White House.
You had a group of others. Who one just elevated a little bit more than the others. That's what you had. But they all were the same. A mixed bag. You stick your hand in the bag. One night you get Jimmy Butler. One night you get Oladipo. It doesn't matter if they're hurt or not. They're the same. From 1 to 12.
Wow. Kyle, please, come on. I know you got some respect for the. Oh man, no, you don't. You're a New York Knicks fan. Okay.
No. I do.
You don't mess with the Miami Heat.
Look, as much as I wanna hate, the Miami Heat, they are a team that plays. I mean, look, Pat Riley brought that culture from New York to Miami. They play
And I think he bought
how
it from LA.
well, you know what I mean. But
Yeah.
they play with a certain level of energy that you just love to see if you're a cat from New York and a Knicks fan, unlike some other cats from New York.
No, but technically, you're right though. He didn't bring it from LA, Mo. He brought it from New York.
Oh, okay.
That energy and that feel of not having
Yeah.
talent and then making work for you and develop a culture. That's what he brought from New York. In LA, he had talent and he rolled with it and he won. Strictly talent. To be fair,
he did have. I mean, he did change it. I mean, I think his teams always played with a high level of intensity. It's just the style of play. The style of play was different because the talent was different in LA than it was in New York, than it was in Miami, what have you. But anyway, that's just to say that the team comes and brings it every night, and it starts with their leader, Jimmy Butler. I mean,
yeah,
I don't know how many.
Come on, Cobb. Let's go.
Look,
I'm finally get somebody that can give my man Jimmy Butler some props, yo. I'm the only one out here that gives him a little bit of props, a little bit of love.
Look. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. I mean, this team has made 3 conference finals in the last 4 years. 2 trips to the NBA finals. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. There is no denying Jimmy Butler's value as a leader on the court. There is no denying that. There is no denying that. Now, if you want to evaluate players based on
talent,
how pretty they look on the court,
talent. The word's talent.
How pretty they look on the court.
Nope, strictly talent.
Then that's a whole different conversation, and I can understand why you would rank other players above Jimmy Butler. Right. But if you want to rank players based on results, then I don't know how you don't rank Jimmy Butler as one of the top 10 players in the NBA
currently.
I mean the results. I mean the results are there, and he's not playing with other great players. We see cats running to teams to play with other all-stars. Right. He's not that guy. I don't know how you can. If you're a Miami Heat fan, and there's been talks of Bradley Beal going to Miami Heat,
right?
Going to the Miami Heat,
right?
You add a talent like that if he buys into their culture. You know, I don't know how you can feel bad if you're a Miami Heat fan even after this loss to the Denver Nuggets.
Folks, let us know what you think. Hit us up on social media. Hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit that notification button so you know when the next video is coming out. And don't forget to subscribe to the podcast wherever you're listening to this podcast. And you can hit us up directly at weneedafifth@gmail.com. What do you guys think Joker and Jimmy Butler and Jamal Murray, where are their places in history? Do you agree with us? Disagree with us? Hit us up. Fellas, NBA draft is coming up this Thursday, June 22nd. We pretty much know who's going number 1. That'll be Mr. Wembanyama. But there's a lot of movement or a lot of rumors about numerous trades going on between different players and stuff like that. Teams looking to move up in the draft. There's rumors that New Orleans is looking to move up to the second spot, second or third position. Are you guys excited about the NBA draft coming up?
No.
Wow. Wow. just kill the mood, huh?
No, because I'm excited to see Victor's career, but it's no suspense here. You know what? I want to see if Portland makes a move. That would be it. To me, that's the most interesting thing. To be honest, I'll be honest.
Per se, I actually think this draft has a lot of talent in it personally, but I really do. But I think it's more sort of movements that's going to be made. If teams are going to move up, trade players, I think that's the exciting part. That's going to work out for me for Thursday. But I actually like this draft. This has that little 90s type feel to me.
Oh, whoa.
What was
Wait
that?
a minute. Say
I
that
couldn't
again.
hear you. Yeah, that didn't come out clearly.
Yeah,
90
say that again, bro.
95, 94,
90,
97,
It has that
98.
2003 type feel to me. It has that 03 feel to me.
5?
As deep as 96, but as strong as 2003.
Ooh. Wow. You want to say that again? Wow.
1 to 30 is
03 or 96?
1 to 30 is stacked.
03 or 96? That's where we going with this?
Yeah, actually, listen.
That's 2 of the top 3? Or number 2 and number 3?
For the draft, this one? No.
Yeah.
No,
you saying 96 and 03?
I mean, when it comes down to it, you might watch it. Wemby might not be the best player in this team. Now, with the Mets, Wemby might not be the best player in this team.
Oh no, that guy is low income housing. That's a project, bro.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
a project.
Okay.
That is a project.
Let's just hope Wemby is what Wemby is. I'm praying because I need the league to move on from LeBron, who's held us here for 20 years, which is great. But Wemby could take you down that Samson road.
Oh,
so just be careful.
No, I think the NBA is in such a good place. They'll be all right. God forbid, like he doesn't do what they think he's going to do. The NBA will just move on. We'll get to 2 other players that they might be moving on from later. But yeah.
Wemby, the short shot is going to be funny. That's all I have to say, pretty much. I know he's a short shot number 1 pick, but Wemby's career being a guarantee is. I'm not sure. He's in a great position with Pop, and I just have my reservations. That's all.
I know Charlotte has the number 2 pick, right? And then Portland has the number 3 pick.
Right.
Let's say no trades happen, and the lottery goes as planned, and Charlotte ends up taking that pick. A lot of people think it's going to be Scoot Henderson to pair up with LaMelo Ball. How do we light that pair up?
I mean,
I already saw him play.
I think.
Yeah, I saw him play with Terry Rozier already.
Wow.
No, and that's not a diss. No, Terry Rozier he puts up a dub a night. Terry Rozier's not let's not get crazy. Terry Rozier is not a bum. He can play.
That's the whole 20 adage. We'll leave the 20 adage alone.
Wow.
When he's not a barometer anymore. I don't think you want to pair them. Pause. I think the Bulls in general, I think, have pretty much shot their load. I think you could pretty much move on from all of them, actually. Low expectations.
I think LaMelo's. I like LaMelo's game. I just don't trust the organization.
So do I. Just durability.
Yeah,
I think I was listening to a draft podcast. I forget the guy's name, but he mentioned how the way that the draft order fell couldn't have been worse for Scoot. The way that the draft fell for Scoot Henderson, it couldn't have been worse, because if he ends up in Charlotte or Portland or even Houston, he's a guy that's going to need the ball in his hands, and he's not going to have the ball in his hands in any of those places. He was, he's not going to end up. I mean, maybe if he fell 6 to Orlando, he could be in a situation where he has the ball in his hands. I mean, where he has the ball in his hands, but I mean, he's in a tough position. I don't think he really fits in well with any of the next 4 teams that are on the board.
Now, to your point, no matter where he goes, they're not giving him the keys to the car.
He's not getting the keys to the car.
Even to Detroit. If he goes to Detroit, they already got Cade Cunningham. You know what I mean? So yeah, I agree with you there. I didn't even look at it like that, but yeah.
But then that's fair. But if he is who he thinks he is, or people who think he can be, why don't he just take the keys if he's that person then?
I stated what I stated
Well, I
earlier.
mean, in Portland, you're not gonna get that chance in Portland unless Dame is not there. If Dame is there, you're not getting that chance. In Charlotte, I mean, that's going to be a difficult, especially with them having new ownership in Charlotte. How they view LaMelo and who they actually want to be the face of their franchise. That might make a difference there, but I don't know if it's just that easy as just take over that spot. I don't think it's just that easy.
Well, I think it works in both favors though, because you're assuming that then that they would pick them, but it doesn't make sense then to pick him then. You know what I'm saying? You would actually somewhere else.
That's the point. That's the point. I think Charlotte. I don't think Charlotte. I think Charlotte or Portland, and one of those teams is moving their pick.
Right. I agree with you too. I think it's going to be Portland, but I actually think if he is who he is, that to me, Scoot is going to go where Scoot is supposed to go. If you think he's that much of a talent, you don't care where you get him. You just take the talent over position if that person is transcending. I don't care if he matches up with whoever. I just don't think he is. So therefore, you should move to what best suits your team. You know what I mean? Like, clearly, we're having like a Duncan Robinson type thing. Play the same position, you're going to get Duncan anyway. You just go for the talent, regardless of where they play, and just fit them in on your team. Yeah. Am I wrong in this situation? Or
no, I completely agree. I think still sharp and still. I think talent figures it out. If you put two talented players together, or what you think great players together doesn't work, they're probably not great.
Bingo. My whole thing with Portland, I think I want Portland to have. I want Zion and Dame. So it gives me enough fodder to say, all right, Dame, this is somewhat decent enough for me to get in my argument that you had somewhat of a number two. Should be making some playoff. Wait, what? Oh no!
Wait!
Listen,
hold on.
Outside of Wemby and the unknown, there's no one better than Zion Williamson in this draft. No one.
Oh yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah.
But expected, no one's better.
Yeah. Would be.
Actually, we still don't know what Zion Williamson is.
No. We do. We just don't know if he can stay healthy.
Yeah, when he plays, he's a 25 game scorer.
Very good.
When he plays, I give you the health and all of that. When he's out there, the Pelicans is like a number 1 seed.
Oh, he's backing down LeBron. Definitely a number 1 seed.
Yeah. We just don't know if he can stay healthy and stay on the court. That's
you're giving me what you're giving me, because I don't think they'll be able to keep him, because like I said, they're gonna try to fleece Shaedon Sharpe away from you too. So I listen, I want Sharpe, I want Zion, and I want Dame Lillard. Everyone else you can go ahead. Take I'll sign Anthony. You can have me, I can take Simons away. I'm cool with that. But I want Sharpe, I want Dame, and I want Zion. With that, that's enough for me right there, and you go from there. We'll see.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm high on Zion.
Since we started talking about Zion, since you got Zion up, hey, how do we feel about him potentially being on the trade block? Is this a move that you think New Orleans should look at, especially in light of, hey, all the off the court issues they've had with him, especially this offseason?
Yeah. I think they should
inability to play.
Yeah, I think they should take a look at it, not because of the TMZ stuff. I don't really care about that.
Yeah,
it's just him being available. That's why you have to. I have to take the phone calls, because I don't know if this guy's going to give me 60 games. So I got to at least entertain the phone calls. That's talent. I just said I think he's uber talented, but if he's not out there, what good is that doing me as a franchise?
Yeah, and P, to piggyback off of you, I mean, I'll take it a step further, and it's just me only speculating. I think there's times where, forget when he's not available, I think, only speculation, I think there's times he might have been available, just not felt engaged to play with the team. I don't even know if he's there anymore with them, so I think it's time for them to make a move. I love him there. That's a clear 1-2 seed if they're going to play together, but it just doesn't seem like he wants to be in New Orleans.
let's talk about Zion's contemporary, another South Carolina boy, John Morant. He the NBA recently came down with the suspension, and we now know it's a 25 game suspension, which would, um, with the new rules in the NBA regarding the regular season awards, would take him out of contention for almost all those awards, from All NBA to the Defensive Player of the Year, MVP, and stuff like that. Uh, First off, do you think the suspension was appropriate or too much?
I'll let y'all go.
Kyle, Kyle, go.
Pete.
No, Kyle. I cut him off earlier. Go ahead.
I honestly, I thought he was gonna get more. I honestly thought he should have gotten more. But I guess I'm fine with 25 games. You know, I guess I'm fine with 25 games. I thought he should have gotten more. I think he'll actually end up with less when it's all said and done. You know, I thought Adam Silver would have been more offended by the fact that, you know, Ja kind of lied to him and whatnot with, you know, after the first incident. I thought Silver would have, I mean, not been offended, but wanted to show more of show more of a message. And you know, I'm fine with it, but I thought he should have gotten more personally. I thought he should have gotten more. A half a season, I thought he should have gotten.
For a toy gun? You said half a season for a toy gun?
For a toy gun? I don't know. Was it a toy gun? Is it a toy gun? Is that what that was?
That's what Cam was trying to say. It was a toy gun.
What's your point? I think, honestly, I'm cool with the amount of time he got on the suspension. I think 25 was a lot, especially when you think of him being excluded from those regular season awards, and how that might impact his contract. We don't know what type of benchmarks his contracts have in regards to obtaining the MVP or reaching All NBA. We hear all the time about how some players have lost up to 30 or 40 million due to not getting the All NBA moniker. So the fact that, hey, he's not even in contention for any of that with 25 games, that's pretty harsh for me. You know what I mean? As far as, hey, Adam Silver sending a statement, because that's affecting his money. And I'm sure even with his sponsorship deals, there's probably benchmarks for if he were to become MVP. And the fact that, hey, he can't even compete for that at this point. Even if he were to, hey, start every game that he can compete in, he still wouldn't be in contention for those awards. That's a major statement for me, coming from Adam Silver. Phil, what are you thinking?
I mean, we talked about this in real time when it happened. There's so much collateral damage from it if you'd have just took care of it in the beginning. But being it's the NBA, serving two masters, when he got caught the first time, and I definitely said he should be suspended for the season, which mean in times you wouldn't have him for the playoffs, which would hurt your ratings. So I thought it would hurt his team. Hopefully he would learn from it. From that collateral damage, you probably would have kept Dylan Brooks with him not being there. So I don't know if it worked out in their favor, actually. But it would have sent such a strong message. He's not in the playoffs. Wherever time it happened, I don't know how much games he had left. 17, 18?
Yeah, I think it's like low double digit.
I think he would have learned from there. If the kid didn't learn from there, then we talk about a serious problem. Now we got to talk about a whole year with punitive damages. Like if he did it then, 25 games in the regular season, no one's really going to care. Like you said, probably college NBA Player Association is probably going to get it down to maybe 10. insignificant games. So you're serving both masters. You're not really going to get hit. He's not going to see the games which is important, like the playoffs. And you feel like you punish him. So it is what it is. Let's just hope Ja learns from it. Again, we're saying that again. So I thought it should have been for the rest of the year.
Want to talk? Let's talk about teams that's trying to make some off-season trades, or at least rumors of teams making off-season trades. Kyle, your New York Knicks look like they jumping into the Bradley Beal sweepstakes. What are you willing to give up for Bradley Beal? Everything
Nothing.
but Brunson, right? Everything but Brunson.
Absolutely
Everything but
nothing for
Brunson.
Bradley. No.
What? What?
Nothing. I'm not giving up anything for Bradley Beal. I wouldn't trade for Bradley Beal.
You would trade for Jimmy Butler?
Wow.
You would trade for Jimmy Butler?
Wow.
Jimmy Butler is a little bit long, and I don't think I would trade for Jimmy Butler just because of his age. But no, I wouldn't trade for. I don't think Bradley Beal kind of fits the Knicks. What the Knicks are trying to build towards right now. I think he probably needs to go to a team that's more ready to win a championship within the next year or two. So yeah, if I'm the Knicks, I don't make a move for him. But you know, the two teams that I've heard are in serious contention right now are the Heat and the Suns, actually.
Yeah.
And I think he fits in well in both of those places.
Yo, I want to commend you for your maturity, man. The fact that you would care for Bradley Beal and his championship desires, because you know that the New York Knicks are never going to be competing for a championship. So New York wouldn't be a good place for him. That was very mature of you. I appreciate you, Kyle.
If that's what you want to take,
Bill appreciates you. Yeah.
No, definitely did, but you're not going to commend him on his lack of GM skills. How would those two teams be a better fit for Bradley Beal? I'm just curious.
Than the Knicks?
No. In general, she said Phoenix.
A better fit. What are you talking about? Like,
Miami,
if he's going
right?
to get, a better fit than the Knicks.
Than the Knicks. Oh, well, I actually think I think the Knicks need actually they need to actually shoot in two guard now. So I don't know. And my whole thing is I don't know in your mind what you're building to. If you got Bradley Beal, I'm thinking you're building towards a team, not a competitive team. You have a viable point guard and a lethal scoring two guard. I mean, I think it's better.
That would be too much like Winning Hill. They don't do that.
You have a terrible. I mean, look. For one, we don't know what Bradley Beal is right now. Honestly speaking, he used. I mean, he probably is good when he plays. When he plays, he's good. But you know, that's been. I mean, he's built a reputation for himself over the last few years of being available. So for one, you don't know what you're getting there. I mean, he's got what, $250 million, 200 million
on his last hit. 57. I'm going in reverse. 57, 56, 54, 51.
Yeah, I mean, look, that's a lot of money for a guy that if you're getting paid. If you're getting paid that much money and you're taking up that much salary cap space, you have to be a special type of player. And I just don't think he's a special type. I don't think he's that special type of a player.
As opposed to RJ Barrett and Julius Randle and
no, he's obviously better than them, but you lock up your salary. You lock up your salary, Mo. You lose all flexibility. You can't build a team around that.
Okay. As opposed to what y'all been doing for the last 40 years. Okay.
I think the Knicks have made the playoffs two out of the last 3 years. No, I think they are building a. I think they are building
I'm sorry.
I
thought it was about winning championship.
I know you don't get to see. I know you don't get to see much Knicks. And I
I'm
know you
sorry.
still,
I'm
I know
sorry.
you're still
I thought it was
recovering
a
from the Lakers
championship.
getting swept by the Nuggets. I know you're still kind of recovering from that.
Yeah, I
You
mean, but
know,
So,
according to
so,
you,
so,
that was our
so, so,
championship.
so,
We
so,
made
and
the
I'm not.
playoffs. We made the Western
Look,
Conference Finals. That was
if a
our
team gets
championship,
swept, if a
according to
team
you.
gets swept in the playoff round, did it really happen? I understand, you know.
Okay, and if y'all never win a chip, think
Look,
about y'all.
we
If
we we
you never seen
we
your
didn't.
team win a chip,
We
what does
hold
that
on.
say about
Look,
you?
look. It's easy to jump
What
from team to
have you seen
team.
them?
I understand why
Have the
you're. I
Knicks won a
understand. I
chip since you've been
understand why
born,
you're. I
yo?
understand why
Since
you're a
you've been
LeBron fan.
born.
I
Since you've
understand
been
why you're a
born.
LeBron fan. You like to jump from
Since
team to
you've been
team. I
born.
understand. I
Since
understand why
you've
you're
been
a LeBron
born.
fan.
Since you've been born, you've never seen them win,
I
yo.
haven't. I haven't. I haven't. I
Yeah,
haven't. You
okay.
know, but I mean,
I've
what
seen
you
my
gonna
team win
say?
a couple of times.
You seen your teams
Couple of
win.
times.
Your teams.
Couple of times.
Teams.
Couple of times.
Add
Couple of
the
times.
plurality, please. Add the plurality. Add the
A couple of
plurality.
times.
Pete
A
Bradley
couple of
Bill,
times.
Pete Bradley Bill, just not a difference maker for you.
No, he's just not. He's just not. I think he's a talented player, obviously, all-star caliber player. But does he affect winning? I haven't seen that. You know what I mean? So, uh, Phoenix intrigues me just because the scoring ability of that trio that it would be. But I still
Who
don't
would be
know if
be the point?
I
You
don't
have
think it
Devin
matters.
Booker at the point.
I think all three of them can handle the ball. So I don't. At this point, the way the NBA's played now, like the Chris Paul, John Stockton thing is dead. We don't like. You don't really need that no more, to be honest.
For some reason, that's the only team I agree with Mo with them though. I hate either all of them. I like Devin Booker's ball control. I would prefer a point guard on that team. I just don't know why. I prefer them to get the ball as opposed to him setting up the offense. But they are capable of it. Durant,
Yeah.
I'm down on. Beal, I'm down on. But
Yeah, I just if Bill could prove me wrong, I just don't see him affecting winning like that. If he's like but I guess in the Phoenix case, he'd probably be like the third option. He's a I'm not that down on him. He's a hell of a third option. But yeah, I don't see it tipping the balance either way as far as championships go, wherever he goes.
I know a lockup. If they were able to find a way, I do. I love them on New York. I think I think they would go to the. If there was a way that all right, Randall was gone, right? Randall and probably Randall Barrett.
Oh, then forget it. If
Well, they're
you
low
don't,
on Barrett anyway.
yeah, I was thinking you give them Barrett and whatever. Like for them to be successful, I think it would have to be Bill, Randall, and Brunson.
Right, right. So if you're gonna get rid of Barrett, Toppin, and you're gonna lose what you call him to IQ.
Oh yeah, I'm as long as I keep.
Don't underestimate IQ. You got IQ's a good player. You guys are too much. I tell you that.
Yeah,
IQ's a good
But
he's a good
I think
player,
you
but
can find somebody
he's
comparable.
replaceable. What's the guy from
He's
Kentucky?
replaceable.
Actually, when IQ got hurt in the playoffs, it actually hurt the Knicks against Miami. I think if IQ was healthy. You're gonna knock me because IQ was healthy. I think they would have beat Miami.
I think that just says more about the depth that the Knicks lack. You know what I mean? Like, hey, if IQ is the type of player that could go down and hamper your playoff hopes as far as moving forward, then you got to get deeper. I'm sorry.
No, he's
IQ had a really good
that's not
If
supposed
you're
to happen, right?
this man, right?
if your six man of the year
6 man.
finalist gets hurt, you got to have another six. Who got 2 6 men of the year finalists on the?
I mean,
You can't replace
well,
that production.
okay.
no IQ's a good player. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
he is.
But if I could get Bradley Bill, yeah,
Yeah, no,
I'll deal with it.
He definitely has to go. But I mean, listen. I think the Knicks will go far with that. It's just personal thing.
That team gets you to Bradley Bill, Brunson, and Randall get you to the conference finals.
Eastern Conference Finals.
I mean, and then you're locked into that for the next 5 years because all of these guys are under contract.
So you don't think
thank you.
Conference Finals
No,
4 out of
thank
5 years? I feel bad.
No, thank you. I'd rather wait. You know, somebody else to come up. at some point and whatnot. I'd rather wait than lock
Three
yourself
chances.
into that.
All right, locked in, money tied up, 3 chances to go to the Eastern Conference Finals. You wouldn't sign up for that right now?
Nope.
That's terrible. That's
That's the Knicks, Hill. That's the Knicks.
Nope.
Am I making
Just
sense?
No, you literally just said we were an injury away from making it to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yes, correct.
So then why would I do that? Why would I do that?
Because I think
how much of an upgrade is that over what we have now? It's not that much of an upgrade, but we're locked into that.
All right, to be fair, because I said I think with IQ you get there. With Bradley Beal, I'm guaranteeing you will get there.
Yeah, but again, you're guaranteeing that we'll get to an Eastern Conference Finals and we're locked. That's not the goal.
Yeah, but
that's not the goal. That's not the end game.
Guarantee to go to the Eastern Conference Finals. You can win that game, Kyle. It doesn't mean you have to lose it. You can win it.
No. That team is not. So you telling me that team is not a championship team? I mean, everything would have to break right for that team to.
No, I mean just to go to the
you
would have beat the potential finals runner up.
And then again,
he's a Knicks fan. He knows. He already knows. That's why he accepted the loss in the East. In that scenario that you just presented, he already accepted the loss. He's a Knicks fan. They know what they do. That's what they do.
Yeah, I'm off of that contract. I'm sorry. I think Bill is
it's too much. It's way too much.
That contract is too much. How many games did he play this year? Played 50 games this year, 40 games last year. I mean, come on, man. You can't. I'm sorry. You can't do it.
I am a game. Basically, $1 billion games.
Hey, hit us up on social media. Let us know what you guys think. What teams out there you think should be making moves during the off season, especially with this upcoming draft coming up. Hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit that notification button and that like button, so you know when the next video is coming through. Don't forget to subscribe wherever you're listening to this podcast. And you can hit us up directly at weneedafifth@gmail.com. Fellas, what's on the radar?
I just want to give a shout out to Deion Sanders. I learned he may possibly have to get his foot amputated. So just prayers and thoughts with him, man. One of the most electrifying athletes I've ever seen. So just wishing him the best.
2 toes already, right?
Yeah, he already got a couple of toes already amputated. So just just seems like a good dude, man. Has his issues like anybody else in this world, but seems like a really good dude. Electrifying athlete. Wish him the best.
Phil, what's on your radar?
And following on a solemn note, just condolences to Ray Lewis and his family. Just pray my Phil. Sad story.
Kyle, what's on your radar, man?
Not much. I just started the new season of Black Mirror. I don't know if Cats watched the Black Mirror joint.
Absolutely, I'm in there.
That Black Mirror is
in there.
And so new season just started. So that's it. With football and basketball season over, this is like sports desert. This is like
City Field now.
No, Kyle. There's sports to be watched. You can watch the WNBA, which is on my radar right now.
Okay.
They are rocking and rolling. Las Vegas Aces and New York Liberty, super teams. New York Liberty, the best New York basketball team right now.
Right, no doubt.
Real championship contenders.
Yeah, facts.
With Brianna Stewart. Hey, you can watch that. That's available to you right now.
You're right about that. You're right.
Jim Jones, what's in that Kool-Aid? Can you give me some? No ice, please. No ice.
Get me out of here.
Oh man. That's it. That's all. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We out of here.
Peace.
Peace.